محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد أفضل صلواتك بعدد معلوماتك وبارك وسلم وصل عليه. Ayah number 24. The same topic, prohibited woman in Islam. وَالْمُحْصَنَاتُ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ, and also forbidden are women already married, إِلَّا مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ, except those captives whom your right hand possess. So the slave girl. So now, when in a battlefield, the prisoners came into the hands of Muslims, and then the Khalifa decided to enslave them, and he gave to every mujahid one or two, depend. So now, if there was a woman given to one mujahid, she became his slave girl. There is no need of nikah with that girl. And as we mentioned time and again, that Islam has not introduced slavery, nor it encouraged slavery. But that was a culture which was going on all over the world. You can call it civilization, not culture even. Because culture is local, civilization is global or in a big range. So that was all over the world. They used to enslave the captives. Now, when Islam came, so it was impossible to abolish the concept of slavery all at once, one-sided, because it does not make sense that you will make my captives as your slave and I will free them. Does it make sense? No. But Islam still is, this is a religion of freedom. So Islam encouraged setting the slaves free and introduced a few ways in this regard. Number one, free for free. Slave, free him for free. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said that your every organ would be set free from the hellfire for every organ of the slave you have set him free. Got it? Number two, Islam introduced the contract of kitabat. Kitabat literal meaning is writing a document. But that was regarding a contract that either the slave asked for or the master offered it. That if you will pay me $10,000, you will be free. Got it? Yeah. So now it is said that his hands are free because he has to work to earn those $10,000. But still, he is considered a slave as far as his raqabah is concerned. His status is that of a slave, but his work is that of a free man. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he mentioned in ayah Surah Tawbah that in 8 categories who are eligible and deserving for zakat, one is mukatab. They just help him to set himself free. Got it? Yeah. Also, Islam gave the concept of tadbir. What is tadbir? That the master said to his slave that you are free after my death. Now, once he said it, he cannot withdraw it because Islam is eager to set people free. So that's why, yes, so it kept it. The word went out? Yes. So Islam kept it. Got it?
Yeah.
The only thing you can do with that slave to set him free before your death. Other than that, you cannot do anything. Yes, you can get services of him until your death. But the moment you will die, yes, he is free. Also, Islam encouraged freedom. So Islam mentioned freedom of slave in different type of kafarat and atonement and expiations, like accidental death. So on one side, for the family of the killed one, there is blood money. But on the other side, to get rid of that sin, as a Muslim, you have to pay the atonement and the kafara. And that kafara is to set a slave free, or to feed 60 masakin. No, not. Yes, to set a slave free. And number 2, to fast for 60 days. Some ulama are of the view, if somebody cannot do both of these, so could be 60 days fasting, but that is not the mazhab of any of the 4 imams. In circumstances, we can give fatwa on that. Also in kafaratul zihar, if somebody said to his wife, you are to me just like the back of my mom. Got it? So there is kafara to keep her as your wife, and that kafara, one concept of kafara is to set a slave free. Got it? To set a slave free, but before meeting your wife. Got it? And number 4, if somebody in the month of Ramadan, he broke his fasting for no reason, purposely, so he has to pay the kafara. And that kafara is 60 days fasting, or feeding 60 masakin, or setting one slave free. Got it?
Yes.
Islam is that much eager in freedom of slaves that if a master said to his slave that you are 50% free, not what? There were 2 partners in one slave, and one of them said that you are free. Now, if he is rich, Imam Abu Hanifa said, rahmatullahi alayh, he has to pay the 50% price of that slave to the other partner to make him free. Yes, if he cannot do that, so now he will be serving the other master one day, and the other day of this master who said to him that you are, my share is free. Yes, so on that day he will be free, he will be working for himself. Got it? Why? Because Islam is proceeding towards freedom, not towards slavery. Got it? Or not it? That is called Al-Abdus Sa'i, that slave who is making efforts to make himself free. And as a slave girl, all these things are applied to a slave girl. Yes? But slave girl has another way of freedom as well. And that is, if the master met her and she became pregnant and later on she delivered even a dead baby, so she became Ummul Walad, the mother of the child of her master. So automatically, hukm or rule-wise, she is just like Mudabbar. What is Mudabbar? To become free right at the death time of her master. Got it?
Yeah.
So once again, this master cannot sell her, nor he can gift her to anybody else for services. The only thing, he can set her free, and if he does not, right at his death time, he will become free automatically. Because she is the mother of his child. Got it? Or not it? Now, The captain, the slave girl, when she was given to one mujahid by the Khalifa, and she was a married woman back home. Got it? So now the iddat period, 3 menses, that is not only to find out whether the womb is free or that is busy, occupied. Got it? But that is also a respect to the nikah contract in the light of Quran and Sunnah. That contract had taken place in the light of Quran and Sunnah. That's why divorce happened, so she will be waiting for 3 menses period. Got it? But now, as you know, that non-Muslims, they do not have a proper way of nikah, and even though if they have, yes, Islam approves it to that extent that if they both will accept Islam at once, maybe they are Hindus even, and they did their nikah in their temple, yes, pere lagana. What they call it? Yeah. Kya kehte hain nabi? Pere lagana. So they are roaming around the specific place. That's their way of nikah. Yes. So now, if a Sikh couple or a Hindu couple or a Christian couple or a Jewish couple, they have done their nikah in their own way, yes, and they became Muslims at once, now there is no need of a new nikah. Got it? Islam approves their nikah. You know what I'm saying? But in other cases, Islam does not approve their nikah in a sense to give it a respect. That respect is only because of Islam. They accepted Islam, so Islam respected their nikah. Got it? But here, the slave girl who was captured as a captive, and she was given to someone at whom she was married to. So no respect for nikah, but as far as the case of finding the womb empty or busy is concerned, that is must. So that's why it is called al-istibra'u bihazatin, waiting for only 1 menses. Waiting for only 1 menses. Because 3 menses, that is actually for respect. For finding out the womb that is empty, only 1 menses is enough. You know what I'm saying? So istibra' bihazatin li'allah yasqi ma'ahu zar'al ghair. Yes, in Sharia, the Fuqaha said, Abu Hanifa, لِأَلَّا يَسْقِي مَاءَهُ زَرْعَ الْغَيْرِ. So his water may not water the crop of somebody else. Yes. Somebody else sowed the crop. Yeah. Now he is going to water it. What a beautiful water. This is good or not? Yes. Baba is nice. Professor? Baba is it? Nice. Nice man. Illa ma malakat aymanukum, except those captives whom your right hands possesses. Right hands mean, this is a muhawara. This is a term. Is what? This is a term. And as you know, that term has its own specific concept. Hakim when he was too old, so Raisul Ahrar, Maulana Ubaidullah Sindhi visited him in Tanabon. And he said that, Sheikh, the commentary you were writing, and you have written a few volumes on Masnavi of Maulana Rum. The best commentary which is written in Urdu language on Masnavi Maulana Rum, that's by Hakim Maulana Ashraf Ali Thanvi rahmatullahi alayh. But still a big part of that is remaining without commentary. So if you can complete it. So Thanvi rahmatullahi alayhi was too old and he was too weak, so he said that An-Nisa, actually I am now too weak, number 1. And number 2, actually I have lost so many terms from my memory and so many words. Yes, so Maulana Sindhi was very clever man. He said that is good. It means the shell is gone, only the core is there. He said the word and the terms, these are the shells. These are what? The shells, and what is there? The core is there. Illa ma malakat aymanukum kitaballahi alaykum. This has been ordained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Kitaballahi alaykum. This is the writing of Allah on you, means that this is ordained by Allah. وَحِلَّ لَكُمْ مَا وَرَاءَ ذَلِكُمْ. Now the list Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given from ayah number 22 to ayah number 24. You remember? Yes? So now this list, Allah says, these women are forbidden. Yes. Beyond that, they are allowed. وَحِلَّ لَكُمْ مَا وَرَاءَ ذَلِكُمْ. All others are lawful. وَحِلَّ لَكُمْ مَا وَرَاءَ ذَلِكُمْ أَن تَبْتَغُوا بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ, provided أَن تَبْتَغُوا بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ, you seek them for marriage. بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ, with your mal, means bridal money. Means bridal money. So as you know, that bridal money is the requirement of nikah. That is not the condition of nikah. That's what? The requirement of nikah. So even though if that is not mentioned in nikah contract, still that is proven. Got it? Because that is fixed by Sharia. So you mentioned it or you do not mention. Yes, it is fixed by Sharia. You cannot avoid Sharia. So even though if the Sheikh, he said in his nikah that Tarijan, have you accepted Miss So-and-so, the daughter of Mr. So-and-so, with the bridal money of $20,000, yes, by way of Islamic nikah? And Tarijan said yes, so now $20,000 are due. If he said that Tarijan, have you accepted Miss So-and-so, yes, by way of Islamic nikah and the presence of these two Muslim witnesses, he did not mention any mahar or bridal money. Got it? Or even though if he said, have you accepted without bridal money? And he said yes, but still, yes, with negation, it could not be negated because that is fixed by Sharia. The only thing is, when you mentioned it, the amount, so that amount is due. What? That amount is due. When you do not or did not mention it, then it will go to custom. It will go to what? To custom. That what is the custom? And keeping in view the custom, yes, word. Yes, not a little family. Yes, tawqees and lawqees both. You have to consider them and then you will find out the radium amount. Got it? This is the case. Yes, as you are not married, so that's why I mentioned you. Yes, Abdullah is married. He does not tell us. Okay, you are not. Okay, so I will do my words. وَحِلَّ لَكُمْ مَا وَرَاءَ ذَلِكُمْ. وَحِلَّ لَكُمْ مَا وَرَاءَ ذَلِكُمْ. All others are lawful to you. أَن تَبْتَغُوا بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ, to seek them. To seek them in marriage, بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ, with your wealth, mean bridal money. مُحْسِنِينَ غَيْرَ مُسَافِحِينَ. Muhsinina, looking for chastity. Ghera musafir, intercourse. Yes, that is one. And number two, Muhsinina, looking for chastity. Ghera musafirina, not looking only for fulfilling your desires. So marriage or nikah, that is not only for the fulfillment of desires. Yes, you are looking for chastity, to protect your chastity. To what? To protect your chastity. And that's why Rasulullah ﷺ called it a sunnah. An-nikahu min sunnati. that nikah is my sunnah. And as you know, sunnah is one kind of ibadah. Sunnah is one kind of ibadah. غير مسافحين, and not looking for fulfilling desires, because people can fulfill and they do fulfill their desire through zina also. So that is not meant here only. Yes, that is the after effects. It will happen anyway. But for a Muslim, that is must to make his intention for sunnah. Yes, following the practice of the Prophet ﷺ and his instruction, and looking for chastity. Looking for chastity. فَمَسْتَمْتَعْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْهُنَّ فَمَسْتَمْتَعْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْهُنَّ. So with those of whom you have enjoyed sexual relating, relation, فَآتُوهُنَّ أُجُورَهُنَّ فَرِيضَةً. So give them their mahar and bridal money faridatan as prescribed. وَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِيمَا تَرَاضَيْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ الْفَرِيضَةِ. And sometimes, yes, at the time of marriage in hurry, or because of the custom or the, yes, to give a status to their nikah, somebody for name and fame, they are fixing big amount, $100,000. Yes, but later on the husband is thinking, how I will be able to pay it. So Allah says, if you both agree to reduce it, that is not a sin. Are you fixed, for example, at that time, $100 bridal money? But you said, this is $100. And then you agree to increase it to $10,000. So Allah says, neither decrease, but with mutual consent, nor increase, but with mutual consent. وَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِيمَا تَرَاضَيْتُمْ بِهِ. And there is no sin on you, فِيمَا in that تَرَاضَيْتُمْ بِهِ, which you agreed upon mutually, مِنْ بَعْدِ الْفَرِيضَةِ, after prescription of that amount. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا. Surely Allah is ever all-knowing and all-wise. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ مِنْكُمْ طَوْلًا. Now the culture in Arabia was that a free woman and bridal money, that was a big amount. Because that is, even though basically the concept of bridal money is Shari'i, but as you know, that Sharia, like for example, look at me. Basically, the Sharia is to cover your body with dress. Yes, but now how you will cover your body? It comes to the culture. It comes to the culture. So you will go to Africa, they are Muslims, and you will see they are covering themselves in a different way. A different type of dress. You will be there in Egypt or Palestine and that type of countries, so you will find them in a different way. You will go to Saudi Arabia and to Kuwait, they are covering themselves in a different way. You will go to Malaysia, so they are covering themselves in a different way. You will go to Pakistan, so they have, and you will go to Kandahar. Yes, so you will see the Ghana. What is it called? Yes. What do you call it? And what they call it? Yes. What in English it called? Yes. This is embedded. Yes. Because you are making a man a bride. So now that is culture. Yes. The moment you will see a man in such like kameez, so for sure you will say he's from Kandahar or from Quetta or from Chaman, because that belt, it has that culture. Got it? But it covers their body, that is civilization. Got it or not? Civilization is global. Yeah, and culture is local. That is the thing. Now you will look. All masajid all over the world, they are facing what? Qibla. And they have the mihrab as well. They have the mihrab as well. Now this is civilization because that is global. How will be the structure of masjid? So in Pakistan, that's a different culture. In Turkey, that's a different culture. In Saudi Arabia, different culture. Yes, the beautiful masajid are there in Malaysia. Yes or no? You will go to Malaysia. In Malaysia, they have built a masajid. Very beautiful.
Same thing, sir.
Huh?
Same thing.
No, I went there to 2 masajid. Even though I stayed only for 1 night, but I went to 2 masajid. To one masjid for Maghrib prayer, to another masjid for Isha prayer. Both of them, they were jammed. That was in Potrajaya. Where? Potrajaya. Naseem is collecting money and putting it in Bank of America and Bank of America. I'm telling him, just enjoy your life. Spend the money. Yes. Allah is giving to everybody. Yes or not? To your kids, Allah will give. How much you inherited from your parents? Almost nothing. Yes. Darjan is still waiting for what? He is not going to get anything. May Allah give us tawfiq to strengthen our faith in such a way. Yes. Now, yesterday I called Tarjan that come and take our what? The passports. Because one of my daughter who got graduated this year, so she said that Hanjia, you have collected some money and that was not a nazar or pledge, but anyhow my intention was when I get graduate, so I will go for Hajj. So please, you should help me with a little bit money and I want to. He said, okay, inshallah. I will try. So then the other 2, they started crying. And she is the smaller one and she is going and we are not. You know what I'm saying? So then we were thinking what should be done. And that is not a little money. Then their mom, as you know, that they are a girl and she is very attentive, so she does not allow them to go alone. So for sure, that was in my mind that she will say that. So now we 5 people, yes, and for registration, we collected money and gave it to Tarijan. Just take it. At least we should have the visa. Yes. And then we will think about money where from it will come. Yes. So Allah will give us. So today I called 1 2 friends. So they said, okay, we will arrange something. And I said, yes, they are going to school. So they will be having their financial assistance and as you know that. And they are working a little bit also. The graduate one, she is doing work, the other, they are doing a little bit. So they will be making a little bit money. So I told them that it will take a little bit of time, but be sure that we have never eaten up a single dollar of anybody in our lifetime. Yes, that we are not the eating of people. And that's why, yes, when for certain reason in different time I have taken some Qazi from brothers. So for example, I got $5,000, I collected it. So I distributed it to 5 lenders. Yes. And some of them, they said, if somebody is in need, so give to them first. And yes. At their amount, I don't need. I say, no, actually, this is not the case. Why I'm distributing it? At least to put in your mind that I am not going to eat it up. Yes, because if it will take a little bit more time, so maybe you will be thinking, yes, slept on that. Yeah. So I said that only to put in your mind that I'm not going to eat up your money, so that's why I'm giving you a little bit, but at least. So inshallah, Allah is Rahman. So the amount is $9,400 per person. There was another one, 6,700 something. It was the cheaper one. But I said that these are girls, how they will come from Azizia, 9-10 miles. At that time, the transport was also not available. So that would be difficult. So then they said that, no, inshallah, we will arrange it. So, alhamdulillah, inshallah, it is. Tarijan will set his property in Ganga. Yes, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, giving money. Okay. Inshallah, Allah will make it. وَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِيمَا تَرَاضَيْتُمْ. And here, actually, living in America, if your children, and especially the girls, they will say something regarding deen, yes, and you will show some laziness, so the after effects are not good. You know what I'm saying? This is to be encouraged. Yes, Amir, what do you think? Yeah, because here the environment is not like this, especially for the girls. Yes, who are thinking that? So I prayed 2 rakat for just to pay thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for every daughter of mine. That Allah, that is your rahmah that you have put in their mind there. Yes, that is the case. Amir. وَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِيمَا تَرَاضَيْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ الْفَرِيضَةِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا. And then $295 per person, that is for that. Check, Maktabul Wakala al-Wahha, $295. That goes to the Muallim there. Because he arranged the buses and he arranges the tents in Mina and Arafat and so on. So they're $295. So almost $9,800 per person. Which is $10,000 almost. And then you will take some money with you. So anyhow. وَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِيمَا تَرَاضَيْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ الْفَرِيضَةِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيمًا حَكِيمًا. Verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ever all-knowing and all-wise. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ مِنْكُمْ طَوْلًا أَنْ يَنْكِحَ الْمُحْصَنَاتِ الْمُؤْمِنَاتِ. And whoever of you have not the means. So as I told you that for free women, the bridal money was a big thing because that was their culture. That was their culture. And culture, if that is in the circle of Sharia, so you cannot ignore it. You know what I'm saying? You cannot ignore it. Only that culture is wide, which is against Sharia. So now a big amount of bridal money, that's not against Sharia. Because Sharia has not kept the mahr, that how much it will be at most. No. Sharia mentioned only the less one, that minimum it will be like this, maximum. Well, mahru ma tarazaya. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, whatever they agreed upon. Whatever. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ مِنْكُمْ طَوْلًا. And whoever of you have not the means, أَنْ يَنْكِحَ الْمُحْصَنَاتِ, wherewith to wed al-muhsanati, free believing woman, free woman and the believing woman. فَمِمَّا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ مِنْ فَتَيَاتِكُمُ الْمُؤْمِنَاتِ. فَمِمَّا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ. So then they can marry min fatayatikum, or you can marry min fatayatikum from your slave girls, al-mu'minati, the believing one, malakat aymanukum, whom your right hand owns. So now, as I told you, that for a master there is no need of nikah with a slave girl. Got it? And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the nikah. It means that another Muslim, he owns a slave girl and you want to marry her. Yes, she is owned by another one, you are going to marry her. Got it? فَمِمَّا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ, then from those whom your right hand owns, مِنْ فَتَيَاتِكُمُ الْمُؤْمِنَاتِ, of your slave girls, mean of you, the Muslim society. The Muslim society, slave girls, al-mu'minati, who are the believing one. Wallahu a'lam bi-imanikum, and Allah knows your iman and belief. Ba'dukum min ba'din, as a human, you are equal to each other. And as a Muslim, you are equal to each other. As a human, humans are equal to each other. And as a Muslim, Muslims are equal to each other. Does not make difference that this Muslim is a free man and that one is a slave one. Got it? فَانْكِحُوهُنَّ بِإِذْنِ عَلِيِّنَّا, then marry them. بِإِذْنِ عَلِيِّنَّا, with the permission of their masters. With the permission of their masters. Because if the master does not give the permission, so you cannot marry her. He is the guardian. And not the guardian, he is the owner even. Yes, he owns that slave girl for his services. Now, if you will marry her, she will not be able to give him the services. Got it? Yes. The cooking and the kitchen and the laundry and things like that. So that's why his permission is must. Got it? Yes. Then marry them with the permission of their masters. وَآتُوهُنَّ أُجُورَهُنَّ, and give them. وَآتُوهُنَّ أُجُورَهُنَّ, and give them their bridal money بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, in a reasonable way. مُحْصَنَاتٍ غَيْرَ مُصَافِحَاتٍ, looking for chastity, غَيْرَ مُصَافِحَاتٍ, and not looking for only fulfilling desires. وَلَا zina, fulfilling desire by zina, openly. وَلَا مُتَّخِذَاتِ أَخْدَانٍ, and not وَلَا مُتَّخِذَاتِ أَخْدَانٍ, and not to have their hidden friends. That is not allowed. Boyfriend for a girl and girlfriend for a boy. There is no room in Islam for such like thing. Got it? Yeah. Friendship in normal sense, that classmates, that is something else. But what the concept here is that of boyfriend and girlfriend, that's something else. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So now, here are two disputed issues. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ مِنْكُمْ طَوْلًا, who cannot afford to marry a free woman. So he can marry a slave girl of somebody else. So Imam Shafi says, rahmatullahi alayh, if somebody can afford to marry a free woman, then that is not permissible to marry a slave girl. Number one. And number two, min fatayatikum al-mu'minat, slave girls of Muslims, al-mu'minat, who are the believing one, who are the believing woman. So Imam Shafi says that if somebody is going in circumstances to marry a slave girl, so he can marry only a Muslim slave girl, not a Christian and Jew one. If there is a slave girl who is still Christian or still Jew, so he cannot marry. Imam Abu Hanifa said, rahmatullahi alayhi, regarding marriage, we will go back to the basic concept. Back to the basic concept. Basic concept in Islam is that nikah is allowed with Muslim woman, with a Jew woman, with a Christian woman. Got it? Yes. And maybe that woman is a free woman or she is a slave. Got it? Yes. And number two, who cannot afford to marry a free woman, he can marry a slave woman. Shafi said, rahmatullahi alayhi, someone who can marry a free woman, for him that is not allowed. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi says, this is not the case. This is called qaid waqi'i. what the experience was, or what the culture was, that somebody who was able to marry a free woman, he was not going for a slave woman. If somebody married the slave woman or the slave girl of another owner, so kids will become slaves to that person. Yes, so someone who was able to marry a free woman to have his kids free people, he will go for such like kids to make them and so enslave them to that person. So Imam Abu Hanifa said, actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about human nature. That one who does not afford, then he goes there. You know what I'm saying? That this is the routine. This what? This is the routine procedure, what they were doing. This is not a condition that you cannot do it. God, once again, Baba, Professor, once again, Baba may live long. Yes, he is living because we are mentioning him 100 times every day. Got it or not it? He said, that's why Allah said, Ba'zukum min ba'z, that you are equal to each other as human, so they are human. And you are equal to each other as Muslims, they are Muslims. Yes, that's a priority. But if that is not, so humans are equal, we will go to Allah, that who are allowing humans to be married or to get married. So Surah Ma'idah will tell us that Jew, Christian, and Muslim, just go ahead. So again, وَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ مِنْكُمْ طَوْلًا, and whoever of you have not the means wherewith أَنْ يَنْكِحَ الْمُحْصَنَاتِ الْمُؤْمِنَاتِ, wherewith to wed free believing woman, فَمِمَّا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ, they may wed min fatayatikum al-mu'minat, they may wed believing girls from among those captives whom their right hands possess or own. Ba'zukum min ba'zin, you are equal to each other. Fankihuhunna, so wed them bi'izni alihinna, with the permission of their own folk. So folk is their owner, or masters. So wed them or marry them with the permission of their masters. وَآتُوهُنَّ أُجُورَهُنَّ, and give them their mar bil ma'rufi, according to what is reasonable. Muhsanatin ghayra musafihatin, they should be chaste, not adulterous. They should be chaste, not adulterous. وَلَا مُتَّخِذَانِ أَخْدَانِ, and not taking boyfriends. And not taking boyfriends. Akhdan is the plural of khadan. And the word khadan is for an un-Islamic boyfriend for a girl or un-Islamic girlfriend for a boy. وَلَا مُتَّخِذَاتِ أَخْدَانِ فَإِذَا أُحْصِنَّ, and after they have been taken in wedlock, فَإِنْ أَتَيْنَا بِفَاحِشَةٍ, so if they commit illegal sexual intercourse, فَعَلَيْهِنَّ نِصْفُ مَا عَلَى الْمُحْصَنَاتِ مِنَ الْعَذَابِ, so their punishment is half that for free unmarried woman. So as we mentioned before, that Islamically, for a married man or woman, if the zina is proven in a court of law through proper procedure, so the punishment is stoned to death. If they are not married or one of them is not married, so then that one would be given 100 lashes. Got it? And as you know, that in certain cases, the right of a free human, yes, and the right of a slave human. So the slave human right is half of what the free human right is. Got it? So now here, the punishment will be half as well. So in case of unmarried slave girl or slave boy, If they committed illegal sexual intercourse, so there are 50 lashes. There are 50 lashes. But in case if they are married, yes, so you cannot divide the stone to death to 50-50. They just kill him 50%. Yes, and keep him alive 50%. That is possible?
No.
That's not possible. So that's why for them in both cases there is only 50 lashes. Got it?
Yes, sir.
For them in both cases, even though if they are married, still their punishment is 50 lashes. فَإِنْ أَتَيْنَ بِفَاحِشَةٍ مُبَيِّنَةٍ, so if they commit illegal sexual intercourse, فَعَلَيْهِنَّ, then upon them نِصْفُ مَا عَلَى الْمُحْصَنَاتِ مِنَ الْعَذَابِ, is half of that which is unchaste woman min al-'azabi, a punishment. ذَلِكَ لِمَنْ خَشِيَ الْعَنَةَ مِنْكُمْ, this is for him among you who is afraid of being harmed in his religion. وَأَنْ تَصْبِرُوا, and to control yourself and not to marry a slave girl. To control yourself and not to marry a slave girl, so your children may not become the slaves of others. وَأَنْ تَصْبِرُوا, and if you will control yourself, خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ, that is better for you. وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ, and Allah is oft forgiving and most merciful. يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُبَيِّنَ لَكُمْ, Allah wishes to make clear what is lawful and what is unlawful to you. وَيَهْدِيَكُمْ Sunan al-lazina, and to show you the ways of those min qablikum who were before you. وَيَتُوبَ عَلَيْكُمْ, and to accept your repentance. وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ حَكِيمٌ, and Allah is all-knower and all-wise. وَاللَّهُ يُرِيدُ, and Allah wishes أَن يَتُوبَ عَلَيْكُمْ, to accept your repentance. وَيُرِيدُ الَّذِينَ يَتَّبِعُونَ الشَّهَوَاتِ, but those who follow their lust, they wish أَن تَمِيلُوا مَيْلًا غَزِيمًا, that you should deviate tremendously away from the right path. So they want to introduce zina in your society. They want to introduce what? Zina in your society. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed you to marry a slave woman. To marry a slave woman. يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ أَن يُخَفِّفَ عَنْكُمْ, Allah wishes أَن يُخَفِّفَ عَنْكُمْ, to lighten the burden for you. وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا, and man was created weak. Man is created weak. So Imam Rahmatullahi alayhi said, وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا قَلَّ مَا يَصْبِرُ عَنِ النِّسَاءِ. Yes, he says, قَلَّ مَا يَصْبِرُ عَنِ النِّسَاءِ. Insan has been created weak, very impossible to hold himself from woman. So that's why Allah says he needs woman, so that's why we allow him. He has to go for marriage with a slave girl. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لَا تَأْكُلُوا أَمْوَالَكُمْ. So human society is getting destroyed with two types of corruption. Number one, moral corruption. And number two, economical corruption. It destroys the communities and the societies. Yes, Professor? Moral corruption, and number two, economical corruption. So now regarding moral corruption, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about zina and he spoke about nikah. To avoid any moral corruption in the society. Now another destruction is economical corruption. So Allah said, yes, in an illegal way. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, or you who believe, la ta'kulu amwalakum bainakum bil batil. So last night I was talking to some ulama from Pakistan, so I told them that look, two things are very bad for human society. and especially for Muslim society. Number one, the moral corruption, and number two, the economic corruption. And I said that unfortunately, mostly the Muslim countries are in third world. Which one? In third world. And in third world, the moral corruption and the economic corruption is going on. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So that's why societies are not getting developed. Yes, Professor? And I told them, yes, subhanAllah, in Pakistan there is a dirty match of the politicians with each other. Up till now, they were after one another regarding economic corruption. They bribe and corruption and cheating and kickbacks and commission and things like that. Now they started, yes, and they are going after families. This is very bad. On the TVs, got it? Or not it? Got it? Or not it? Oscar Wilde is an Irish philosopher. He said that the difference or distinction between a saint and sinner. Saint, a saint has a past, sinner has a future. Yeah. Saint has a past, and sinner, he has a future. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل. Or you who believe لا تأكلوا أموالكم. Our Shaykh Rahmatullahi alayhi, when we were getting graduated and he was organizing this, so in his 10 basic instructions, 2 instructions were that wherever you are in religious practice or in any type of leadership, any type of leadership. So he said, just avoid 2 things, Allah will protect you. We said, Shaykh, he said that moral corruption and economic corruption. Yes, just avoid these 2 things. Yes, Allah will give you honor, He will give you respect. Yes? And he said that even though if some people, for their own agenda and their own reason, they will say something against you, so don't feel bad. They will get humiliated. Yes. And we are experiencing that in our life. Alhamdulillah. Yes. Alhamdulillah. This is the case. May Allah protect our office from economical corruption and from moral corruption. Professor, what do you think?
It's correct.
But these are 2 things. Yes. Got it or not it? Society is getting destroyed because of this. A person, yes, he lost his social status because of either this one or if Allah will protect you, because we are weak and we have so much weakness in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of us. But anyhow, if Allah will protect you, even your enemies will have a lot of respect for you. They will be your enemies, but they will be having respect for you. Professor, it is right or wrong? Yes. In your absence, they will say, no. Amir is a man. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all of us men and make our woman woman. يا أيها الذين آمنوا you who believe لا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل. Eat not up your properties بينكم amongst yourselves or among yourselves بالباطل unjustly. إلا أن تكون تجارة except it be a trade عن تراضٍ منكم amongst you by mutual consent, because the base of trade is mutual consent. You cannot force somebody to sell you his computer. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Can you?
No.
Yes. And you cannot force someone to buy your computer. It's a matter of mutual consent. إِلَّا أَن تَكُونَ تِجَارَةً عَن تَرَاضٍ مِنكُمْ. But now, what is the expression of consent? What is
Expression.
the expression of consent? Because consent is something hidden. Yes. Do I know your consent? That's in your heart. Yes. So what is the expression of your consent? The proposal and the acceptance. In Sharia, al-ijab wal-qabul. What? Al-ijab wal-qabul means the proposal, and number two, the acceptance. One proposes, the other one accepts. Yes. I propose. Yes. I want to sell this bottle for $10. Yes. And you said, I accept it for $9. And I said, okay. Take it. You give me $9. Huh?
Offer.
Yes. Got it? So, offer and acceptance, ijab and qabul. So, that is actually ta'bir and expression of that consent which you both have. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why. Once again, Jumhur, rahimahullah, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi, and Ahmad ibn Hanbal. And Imam Abu Hanifa on the other side, they disputed each other. They disputed each other regarding the constituents of a contract. What? Constituents of contract. So all them three, they said that contract has 6 constituents. Number 1, the commodity which is to be sold. Number 2, the price which is to be paid. Number 3, the seller. Number 4, the buyer. Number 5, the offer. Number 6, the acceptance. Imam Rahmatullahi alayhi, he summarized and concised it. He said the constituents of contract, these are 2. Offer and acceptance. Offer and acceptance. He said that the other 4 come along with. Yes. If offer is there, so somebody has made it. Yes. If acceptance is there, somebody has accepted it. If offer is there, so there will be some commodity. Yes. And if acceptance is there, so he is going to pay. So he said, don't make the thing too lengthy. Yes. Just very small. Offer and acceptance. Yes. Professor, what do you think about your Imam?
It's really amazing.
Huh?
It's amazing, that I hear this.
So should we go to Iraq to visit?
Yes, we need to.
Yes. To offer respect to him.
Yes.
That Baba has done a great job. All of them, they have done a great job. But this Baba has done too much great job. The same? What do you think about Baba?
Yes.
Ruzwan?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Smart.
Huh?
Smart.
No, that's actually God-given thing.
Eventually, he has to take the course in business law. He's going to see this in contract.
Yes. Law of contract, you will see it there. We had our professor for law of contract. Contract Act, yes. We call it Contract Act. So Contract Act, we had our professor, he was a nice man. But when he was teaching, so he was very soft spoken. So when he was giving the example, so he was saying, see for instance, A offered a cup to B for $10. Yes, he was saying like this. But this was his kalam in repetition. C for instance. C for instance. So when we were asking, yes, whose class is now? Yes, so somebody was saying, Professor C for instance. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل. O you who believe, eat not up your property بينكم amongst yourselves. بالباطل unjustly. إلا أن تكون تجارة except it be a trade بين عن تراض منكم amongst you by mutual consent. ولا تقتلوا أنفسكم and do not kill yourselves. So either it is directly prohibition or forbidding the killing of each other, or it means and do not kill yourselves by doing unjust contracts or eating up the property of each other unjustly. Why? Because if you are eating up the property of one another unjustly, a retaliation will come therefrom. Retaliation will come therefrom, and maybe that retaliation will take away your life. Yes? So why you are killing yourself? Why you are killing yourself? And another meaning, as we said, don't destroy yourself. If not here in this world, in the hereafter, you will get destroyed. Because you have eaten up the property of someone for no reason, unjustly. وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ and kill not yourselves. In Allah kana bikum rahima. Surely Allah is most merciful to you. So He has shown you the proper ways how to do contracts and how to avail something. How to avail or to get something. And whoever commits that udwanan through aggression, wazulman and injustice. فَسَوْفَ نُصْلِي نَارًا, so we shall cast him into the fire. وَكَانَ ذَلِكَ عَلَى اللَّهِ يَسِيرًا, and that is easy for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wal mursalin Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma rabbana ahsin aqibatana fil umuri kulliha wa ajirna min fitnati dunya wa azabil akhirah. Allahumma rabbana zakkirna bil Qur'ani ma nasina wa 'allimna minhu ma jahilna wa suratan wa ta'ala 'anil wa anha. Fazl.
On